morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. How y'all doing? I just got back from my morning walk. It is a beautiful Wednesday. Just came to me. This is Wisdom Wednesday. I seek God all the time, and I seek God about what it is that He would like to share. Because, I can get on here and share what I want to share, but that's not my intent. That's not my not my agenda. Learn so much and continue learning about seeking the kingdom of God and His righteousness, and all these things will be added unto you. So there's a different order in the way I choose to use my life. And at one point I really thought I was doing that. For those that don't know me, my name is Taria. This is how did God do that? And so I do a reading from the Daily Bread on Sunday and answer a couple questions. And on Wednesday, it's Wisdom Wednesday. Just from experience and walking with God and studying His Word and being processed in His Word, being surrendered to the life that God chooses for me to live, and just walking that Word out. And at some point I said to God, I just want to see if this Word is really true. I just really want to see if you are who you say you are. So before I started the video, God gave me a word about the soft life. You walk with God, you will have a soft life. Not the life that the world calls a soft life, but a soft life in being able to trust one with an immaculate record, which is God, one who is 120% true to His Word, one who has guarantees when you follow Him. And so in that, you will have a soft life. Not a life free of trials and tribulations, because that's not a soft life. That's not living in this realm life. You won't be on this side and not have trials and tribulations. Now, when you cross over, that's what they say. So, but a soft life. And so I thank God for my soft life. But my soft life came with a renewed mind. My soft life came with a surrender. My soft life came with a trust. My soft life came with joy, peace, kindness, love, unconditional love. It came with so much more than what the world calls a soft life. And I thank God for that. And so what He has me to share today is God's hand versus my hand. And it's pretty interesting. I was like, oh, you're so smart. I always tell God that. Because I am who I am with God. He knows me anyway. He understands me. He made me. So there's no pretense, or there's a reverence. There's a respect, a love, but so authentic in His presence. And I'm authentic anyway. So God's hand versus my hand. I had a situation when I moved here to this apartment from my 2-bedroom to my 1-bedroom. How they say, the margins were very thin. Every month I was in a deficit, just to keep it 100. And at first I didn't understand it. At first I was like, I don't, maybe embarrassed is the word. I'll just keep it 100. Maybe embarrassed is the word. I was like, why is my life like this? And I'm serving and I'm sharing and I'm being the best person that I can be. So I just continue to stay with God and stay in His Word. Fast forward, like I said, I was in a deficit every month, and it got so tight at one point. God showed me in a dream, I take care of you, not I will take care of you. I take care of you, past, present, and future. And the way he shared it with me was kind of firm. It was like he was like kind of like mad at me, like pissed. Like, we're not going over this no more. And I was like, okay. So I was looking for some utility assistance. And I had come across this organization that helped seniors for about 8 months. And they did February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. Yeah, that's 8 months. From February through September. So I was so thankful, so grateful and appreciative to not have to worry about a utility bill, because that's what I have. Everything is electric. And so I was just so thankful, because that took a big burden off of me. I was still at a deficit, but it was a smaller deficit. Got rid of some things, Amazon Prime. What did I get rid of? I got rid of Amazon Prime. I got rid of Netflix. So I was really just living on my basics, the things that kept me going. So went to the organization. They had their rules. You got to mail in paperwork, because I don't have a car because my car got repossessed. And I love keeping it transparent here, because I want people to know that just because these things come up on you in your life, that don't mean God is not who He says He is. That does not mean that you are less than. For me, God is saying, but I got you regardless of what it looks like on the outside or what it looks like to the world. I got you. You can navigate this life with what I provide. And baby, when I tell you I haven't missed a beat, God will put people in places and make resources available to you. And it's all His hand. This is God's hand. It's all His hand. And so in this process, it allowed me to continue to build my trust in Him. And I'm so thankful for that. Can't nobody tell me nothing about what God won't do. So it's built my trust in Him. So, okay, the organization, I got the paper. Well, I had to go there. You can either drop the paperwork off, which is in another county, and I don't have a car, or you can mail it in. So I went the first time, okay. I mailed it in the second time. I mailed it in the third time. So that was February, March, April. I mailed it in the fourth time. I was doing what was asked of me to do, mail it in, and they'll send me to this, and they'll pay the bill, and the la la la, and the woo woo woo. So in June, they said they didn't get my paperwork. I'm like, but I mailed it. But the first thing they said was it was a form that they needed from me that they didn't get back. Well, I kept everything that they sent me. It was nothing to mail back this month. So I told them that. Then they said they didn't have my bill. And I'm just going back and forth and round and round. So another disconnect notice came. I sent in that bill. They stopped communicating with me. And I didn't communicate with them because I can't make nobody do nothing that they don't want to do. And it was just a whole bunch of, when people their mindset think a senior is slow, mine ain't short. But I'm not that senior. I'm not that person. So I was really hurt by that because I did everything that I was supposed to do. They don't accept anything by email. I don't have a car to bring it back out there to them. I mailed it a second time. And so I was pissed. I was hurt. I was upset. I was mad. I was, ugh. And so I was just saying, God, they wrong for that. They really, now that it's June, it's the middle, big time summer heat here in Texas. Now they don't want to pay the bill. So I had to take my cable money and pay the electric bill, just to keep my electric on. Because like I said, they got to that point with the disconnect notice. So now the bill is like 2 months behind. Something like that. I can't remember my word. So I had to go get assistance. I was so thankful. It was a streamlined process. The people paid it. And I was grateful. And so you could see I'm moving. I got my bags and boxes and stuff. And I was like, well, God, before I move, I'm going to see if they'll, help me one more time. So I contacted the lady and she said, sure. So me trying to be half slick, I was like, well, I'm going to wait till August 1st and send it in so they can pay, And so in between that, she was like, well, we've run out of funds. And I was very pleasant, kind. I said, thank you. I appreciate what you all have done in the past. I'll keep a watch out to see if when you all have funds. So that was that. I was like, dang. So when I went to look at my bill, it was like $243 or something like that. And I was like, ugh. And so I was like, well, I'll go to them people in August. Hopefully they'll have something. So I called to do my disconnect. And she said my balance was $125. I was like, oh, okay, I don't know. But I'm happy and I'm thankful and I don't know where it come from. So I called back. I said, did somebody make a pledge? She said, no, the last payment was $85. And I'm saying, but that's the $85 that I paid back at the 1st of June. So, because she said it wasn't an agency pledge. So I was like, oh God, thank you so much. It's, now it's 120 something. That's a little better. Wah, woo, woo. So I'm thankful and I'm going on. Let me back up a little bit. But before that, I was so mad at them people. It was irritating me so bad that I had to ask God to help me to get past this because I was pissed. They seemed like condescending in the way they would talk to me. It just wasn't a good feeling for a few weeks. I was pissed because I needed the help and they were supposed to help me. They said they didn't get it and I mailed it and all of this is going on and I'm moving and I need my money. It's just a lot. So it got to a point where it was affecting me so much I just had to pray and ask God to lift this from me. People do what they want to do with their money. I was going to I was going to write a letter, to Rhea. I was going to write a letter to their supervisor about how they've been doing me. I was going to call them and let them know that they wrong and la, 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 woo, woo, woo. I was really, because I did what I thought I needed to do. I did what I was asked to do. I follow instructions. So after asking God to take that from me, he did, and it was just like, what can you do? So I let it go. And probably about a week or so later, or two, I called, and that's when it went from 234 to 120. And I was like, how could that be? How could that be? I don't know. Because the people that made the pledge that I went to in July, that was applied, and that's how it came back to 234. And I was like, oh, okay. Because they paid the full balance, which I think was like 187. So like I say, this June, middle of the summer, beginning of the summer, it's hot in Texas, 234. So I didn't do none of that. I just asked God to just take it from me. So I felt lightened. I didn't feel the heaviness of it. And so it went down to 120 something. I was cool with that. And so I get a email yesterday from the people who were supposed to pay the bill from the program, saying that they had sent me a voucher. And this voucher was for, personal things, things you can get. And I was like, okay, so I was thankful. I was like, okay. And then I go to look at my utility bill, and my balance was 0.00. And I said, who paid my bill? Because the other people said they didn't have no more funds, and I didn't send her the bill because she couldn't do nothing with it. How did my bill get to 0.00? So I called the utility company, and I was like, listen to the recording. And it said an agency pledge was made of $234. I was like, oh my God, you did it. You did it, Lord. But what makes this so miraculous for me, and to see God's hand, I didn't send no information in. Because I was like, y'all telling me y'all don't have my bill, y'all can't do nothing for me. I'm not in the program because I didn't send the information in, da-da-da-da-da. So I'm thinking is they wash their hands. But God's hand said, I got you. I take care of you. And I was just like, his word is true. If you put the time in, build the relationship with God, trust him, get in his word, let him renew your mind, let him search your heart. It's amazing. It's a soft life. And so I thank God that Taria didn't do what she wanted to do. I wanted to call supervisor. I wanted to write a letter. I want to kick the door in. I want to tell somebody how I was mistreated. I want to tell somebody how they played me, how they said I didn't do it and I did do it. That was Taria. But I've been on this journey enough and been around and around with God enough that, like the words say, I don't fight my battles. Especially when I know I have done what I was asked to do. I didn't wrong nobody. I didn't lie. I didn't cheat. When I didn't do none of that, God stepped in. His hand stepped in and said, no, you're going to pay this. They didn't have no new bill. Remember, they couldn't pay it without the bill. Yeah. They couldn't pay it without the bill. They didn't have a new bill. They hadn't sent me no paperwork because they sent it every month. I just went to the mailbox. But this is God's hand versus my hand. And I'm sharing it because I hope maybe just one person, if only one person views this video, that you will see God's hand in, over, and through your life. You really don't want to do it your way. We really don't. Once you get the understanding of His word and who He is and how He operates, even when I didn't have it, His hand was still there at that other agency. When that other agency, that first agency didn't pay it, God opened the door in another agency for me to have my bill paid. Even when I went back and they said they was out of funds, I didn't go off. I didn't get angry. I sent her an email thanking her, letting her know I appreciate her, all of that. But God's hand is who you want on your life, I'm telling you. Don't miss the opportunity. Don't miss the soft life, the relationship with God, the trust and, sharing His word, being about His business, what does He have for us to do? My heart is different from the last time I did videos. Sharing. My heart is different, and I thank God for that. Not that it was bad, but let me see, what could I say is different about my heart now? It's centered. It's focused. It's not about me getting up. And there's nothing wrong with that, because some days I probably will do that. I'll get up and put makeup on and, change my shirt and, put the lipstick on and match my, that wasn't bad, but my heart wasn't where God wanted it to be. I'll say that. It wasn't where God wanted it to be. Seek ye first the kingdom. Now I seek ye first the kingdom. When previously, I didn't even know what that meant. I've heard it, but I didn't know what that meant, to seek ye first the kingdom of God and His righteousness. And everything else will be added unto you. So, my heart is different, and I'm so thankful for it. God knows I am. So, give God a chance. Let Him give you the soft life. Let Him show you, even if you get up and go to work every day, let Him seek Him for His peace. Seek Him for His renewed mind. Seek Him for His, transformation of your heart. And you can get up and go to work, and even if it is rough and even if it is tight, you know that in God's timing, there will be a shift. There will be a shift. Because He's not a God that wants us to continuously be beat down, but He is a God that will transform us. He is a God that will renew our thinking. He is a God that will let you know that they are not your source. They are your resource. I am your source. Because if that job let you go today or tomorrow, God has been making the provision all along. But now, it's like now your focus will be strictly God. And that's where He has had me for many, many years. I'm so thankful for it. I can't say it enough. I used to feel some kind of way, maybe embarrassed about the way God would make provision for me, because I thought that I should be doing it. But God have given me trips that cost me goose eggs. And when I say trips, I'm talking about passport type trips. Not one, not two, not three. Many. Yes, I've had be on food stamps, but I thank God for them food stamps because that food high is, you can't, let me see, you can't tell God how to provide because it all belongs to him anyway. It all belongs to him. These ain't the president's resources and food stamps. They try to make us believe that, or energy assistance, or whatever it is that God uses to bless you. It all belongs to him. The house ain't even yours. The car ain't even yours. I don't even want to think that it's mine. This apartment belongs to God. And when you see it like that, you use it in a way of service to his people. When people come into my home, I want them to feel comfortable. I want them to feel the peace, the love, the joy, because this is his house. The same way when I get my car, this is God's car. And if he say, pick them people up and take them where I need them to go, that's what I do, because it don't belong to me. It belongs to God. It all belongs to him. So, baby, if he has somebody bless you, or have an organization bless you, or somebody to give you a ride, or pay for you a trip, or pay for you a lunch and dinner, you do it in gratitude, you do it in thanksgiving. But know that they are being blessed too. They are being blessed too. So, God's hand versus my hand. Let God give you the soft life. It's beautiful. Do you hear me? Man, my hair growing. It is beautiful. I thank him all day long. Every day, all day, because it's simply amazing. So that's what we have today, Wisdom Wednesday. I pray that this word gives you what God wants you to have. I thank you. I love you. How God do that? This is Taria, and I'll see you Sunday. All right. Bye-bye.